What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk on growth, more specifically the broader EV market and what that actually means for us as investors of Lucid. But before getting to any of that, all I ask, smash your thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, let's get right to it. So I'm just going to start by talking about this article that came out about Cathy Woods. She is talking about new car sales. So it ultimately goes on to say that it is lagging and that it is going to affect the broader economy in some time or another. But it does go on to say that she does attribute it to a larger decrease in consumer sentiment, in addition to a shift in consumer preference towards EV vehicles. So this alone isn't the first time that she's ever attributed a downward sales in overall vehicles to EVs. There was a post in around September that she did attribute lower used car sales to EV vehicles. So she does go on to say, I believe in the auto buyers are abandoning gas-powered vehicles in favor of electric. So it does look like electric vehicles are affecting both new and used car vehicles. And looking at this is 2021 stats, not broken up by country or so forth, but it does go on to show 2020 to 2021 a huge increase. So 4.2 to 8.3 as far as overall sales. This does include plug-in vehicles and battery electric vehicles, but regardless of all that, that is a lot of demand that's coming towards electric vehicles. So coming from an investor standpoint, it does show that we are in the right sector to be investing in, because we already know Lucid has a very good product. They have a lot of growth. I'm going to be touching more so on the specific growth as well, but this is why it is a good time to buy in. And when you are investing in a sector like this, you are investing in the long term. So I always like to say, make sure you don't worry so much about the short-term noise, because even right now you can see the broader indexes for the futures are down roughly about 2%, give or take. So this is why don't worry about the short-term noise, think about the long term. When Lucid is 200, 300 plus in a year from now, you're not going to necessarily care what happened in the short term. You're not going to necessarily care that Russia and Ukraine are having difficulties as far as a possible invasion or anything like that. You're not going to care that interest rates went up roughly about 0.25%. You are investing in the long term. And I know when it comes down to it, you guys are probably getting pretty tired of this chart, but I like this. This is the most up-to-date stats as far as per country or region. So it does show Europe and China. This is why I'm very happy and excited about Lucid growth, because Lucid is hitting both of those markets. And this definitely does show that we have a huge demand, that those markets have a huge demand and Lucid can fill that. And right now as well, more so on the US, it has been lagging for quite some time, more specifically as well. There's even articles about 2021 that the US has been lagging, but hopefully with all these studios that's opening up throughout Canada, the States, there's going to be more reservations, more demand building up for Lucid products, especially considering as well, once we get to that $25,000 vehicle, that is going to be a very big game changer. And I'm very excited about that. In reality, I don't believe anyone can anticipate how many vehicles are going to be sold when it comes down to that $25,000 vehicle, because that, like I said, is a game changer. That's going to hit the middle class exactly where we need it. And that is going to be one of the biggest determining factors when the US goes from here and matches China, Europe, and so forth as far as overall plug-in vehicle sales. So this is why I'm very excited for the growth of all EV vehicles. And again, more specifically, when it comes down to Lucid, we are hitting the right markets. And there's so many also reasons incentivizing people to switch to EVs without that even $25,000 vehicle, just gas prices alone. And looking here, the oil companies, Russia and Saudi, know they just maximize supply and prices now that the future looks dim. In doing this, they further push people to renewable energy and EVs. So again, when higher and higher gas prices continuously go up, it is going to benefit a lot of EV makers, because it is going to incentivize people to switch to EV vehicles. And this holds very true when you are looking at Europe. Europe has very much high gas prices. If you are from Europe, let me know in the comments below what your actual gas price is at the time of viewing this video, so everyone can see exactly how expensive gas actually is, and which is why Europe has a huge demand for EV vehicles. And especially once this does hold true, North American prices are starting to pick back up. So this is why, even as well, more so in the US and Canada as well, there's going to be a lot more people switching to EVs just based on the gas prices alone. So this is why from an investor standpoint, it is very beneficial to be in EVs. And like I said, looking more so at the stats, it comes down to even new car sales. So you can tell new car car sales are down considerably. So 18.25 million units, now at 13 on a yearly basis. So we are dropping big time. So a lot of big demand for EV vehicles. And this is why Lucid will stand out above the rest, because they have huge growth that is underway. There's more and more studios opening everywhere. And I'm very excited about Canada and US because, like I said, going back to this, they are virtually untapped markets. We have a lot of growth when it comes down to them. And we already know right now Europe and China has a very big demand. But right now, looking at the rest of these, they are fairly untapped. But coming from a Lucid investor standpoint, this is why it is very exciting to be in this stage of the game, because EVs are expanding, Lucid is expanding, and the only thing that is holding us up right now is more so just chips. And that's one of the biggest things that is affecting the whole EV market. But once that does get settled, just picture exactly how much we can go up. So this is why right now I'm very excited, and don't worry necessarily about the short-term noise. There's a lot of noise going on, whether it be because of COVID or inflation or interest rates, or right now it's going to be the Russia-Ukraine tensions and things like that. So like I said, there's always going to be short-term noise, but at the end of the day, stocks generally always go up, especially when a company has a very good product such as Lucid. And more so as well, they have an amazing management team. With all that, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. If you haven't already, smash the thumbs up and subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With all that said, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.